Hi, my name's Heather Thompson Day. I'm an author, speaker, and communications professor. There's a theory in communication that says that the more you know about someone, the more likely you are to find yourself feeling connected to them, liking them, drawing an affinity towards them. It's true. You can try it with even your worst enemy. The more you find out about that person, the more likely you are to find yourself feeling connected to them.
You will change your life. You will get the guy you want, the girl you want, the job you want, and the life you want. Because all of life kind of revolves around two basic principles. How other people perceive you, what I think when I look at you about who you are, and the relationships that you make. And right now I'm finishing my PhD in higher education with a cognate in communication. So that is me professionally, educationally, personally. What can I tell you about me personally? For starters, I am married to the cutest boy in my 6th grade class. Got him. Seth Michael Day. I also can tell you I have like some neurotic, you could call it neurotic, quirky behavior. I've watched one too many crime shows. And so, okay, so tell me, when you get in your car and it's nighttime, do you check the back seat? As you should, because who knows who's in there, okay? So I do that. Seth Day, I had met in the 6th grade. He was, I told you, without a doubt, the cutest boy in the 6th grade class. And he used to call me on the phone. He'd be like, hey, you want to go to the park? And I was like, you know it. And I hopped on my pedal bike and I went down to the park and we'd like swing and laugh and it was so great. I just loved him so much. And after school, we would walk over to the grocery store and we'd pick out jelly beans together. And it was just really romantic. I am madly in love with Jesus Christ. I am madly in love with him. I don't know if anyone in here knows what it feels like to actually feel like you are the biggest loser you know. I know what it feels like to feel like I am surely the biggest loser I know. And yet God was never done with me. And that mattered.
And so, Heather, I'm just thrilled you're here. Thank you for sharing your time and energy with us tonight.
I'm excited to be here, and thanks for that introduction. That might be the best one I've ever had. I'll keep you around with me, girl. Also remember, in communication, we have 4 minutes. That's it. 4 minutes to make your first impression. Within the first 4 minutes, that person that you're talking to will have decided whether or not they like you. So even us, as we started right now, there was a clock that started ticking above our heads, and everybody watching either said within the first 4 minutes, hey, these are people I want to keep listening to, I like that. Or, no, not for me. And then they've decided whether or not they actually like us or feel connected to us within 4 minutes. It's really interesting. So if you can, remember this. And that's what communications really is understanding that every single person has a story.
Before Martin Luther, who you may have heard of, before John Calvin, lived John Huss. And John Huss was sentenced to be executed. They were going to burn him at the stake for heresy after rebelling from various doctrines of the Catholic Church. And we are told that when they came to collect Huss, the executioner found true that he had been placing his hands over fire. He had been intentionally placing his own hands over fire because he wanted to be prepared. He wanted to be completely faithful and prepared until the end. We're also told that as they spread the flames around his feet and the flames started cackling around him, Huss sang hymns. And his voice began to be drowned out by the cackling of the fire, and he fell asleep. And this is what kept happening in the early church reformers, and this is why Tertullian writes, the more they mow us down, the more we spring up. You see, the death of Christians is seed. This is what the early church looked like. You want to get a good picture of what the church needs to look like before Christ can come back for us? Take a look at the Reformers. There is powerful stuff there. The Bible tells us in Luke 15:7, all of heaven rejoices when even one sinner repents. And my whole life, that verse, it meant a lot to me, because the fact that God rejoiced over me, it was crazy. All of heaven rejoices when even one sinner repents. And my prayer is that through my ministry, we'll be able to give them something to make some noise about.